Good. Hi. Hi everyone. It's already 2 weeks, yeah, since we launched to XDAI. And we are already preparing to get the synchronizer onto the next chain. And that's one of the topics that we're talking about today. Yeah, I can link the music in the description somewhere. So yeah. Good, let's start. Okay, so what are current priorities that we're working on? As I told you before, we are pretty big team already. So there are multiple things being worked on in parallel. But today I mostly want to focus on the core stuff. Thanks for the follow. And 1444. So currently, like, our core development is based on three pillars, I would say. The one is building out the app. The other is building out the yield. I know there is a lot of people asking about when the staking rewards are getting turned back on, and there are a few things that we need to do in order to achieve that. First of all, we need to activate the transfer fees on all the tokens in the system. We also need to work on perfectionizing the arbitrage bot for the balancer. And then after did this, we are working on a staking controller contract. And then after that, we will launch multiple additional vaults. And then we will also give away a little bit more DEA to turn the system back on, or there will be some form of other, how you can say, acceleration tool in order to accelerate to get the volume back up. And those are the things that we need to do in order to activate the staking again. I cannot say about the time frame, what I'm thinking, how long it will take, because as you can see, uh, the yield part of DEUS had uh, least priority, let's say. Let's speak like this. And of course, then, oh, I totally forgot. Let's add this on the top. So you can see there is a lot of things working on what we're working on the yield. So then there is also the Yearn integration that we're working on. And then there is also, yeah, I think that's it. Let me think. Yearn transfer fee. I think it's all, yeah. So you can see there is a lot of things that we are doing now because we focused on the app part before. So on the app part, there's basically um, there is a leverage engine that we want to work on. There is options, and there is of course stuff that will be. This is in the near far future. Ah, yeah, one thing. The balanced the vault exit system, exactly, a vault exit system. So um, so those are the things that we're working on with the yield, and then for the app, we are working on the Binance Chain integration, and I can tell you that the Binance Chain integration will probably be ready in 2 to 3 weeks. transfer fee probably 1 week, and then the rest also arbitrage bot also 1 week, and then we are checking about the other things. The idea is to get everything ready late in April. So we have the yield part completely worked out, and then working only on the leverage system, because I think that leverage will bring a lot of. I had a discussion with the guy who advises us on uh, all of the exchange systems, and he said we need gamblers. We need people that are absolutely gamblers, and I think 200x leverage on Binance Chain could provide us with that clientele. So that's the goal. Having yes, yes. But like leverage apes, people that go heavily on leverage. And the cool thing is we can make leverage system that is way bigger than a leverage system where you can maybe go 200x 200x on. Yes, Robston. That's what we were working on afterwards. So there will be there will be every like we focus on the yield part, finish it, then integrating to Binance chain in the meantime, and then going to other chains every 2 to 3 weeks. But the core team is only focusing on the leverage engine, and then we upgrade all contracts on all chains. Um, while the Oracle team is working on Oracle, while the Oracle team is working constantly on decentralizing the oracles, which all of you already saw. So um, I'm pretty hyped up about the oracles. I think most of the DEUS users still don't get what an oracle actually is. Um, for me, like I had a call. I I'm so sad that the call with the Oracle team wasn't recorded properly. Otherwise, I would share it. But there were a few takeaways that were pretty interesting for me to even understand like the potential. And the first thing of course is okay. We completely revolutionize oracles. Okay, but we will also completely revolutionize bridges. And then afterwards, our Oracle network is basically a real layer zero solution. And it's potentially a Polkadot killer. Potentially, yes. So that's where we are really heading, to have a system of like it's like a layer below everything else, and it constantly is potentially available to all chains and is also scanning all chains. So start with we will start with XDAI, Ethereum, and the other chains we're adding, but eventually adding every chain. So and the idea, all of this is possible because we are basically creating an off-chain network, and based on that we have unlimited. Okay, so a lot of people, when you're talking about oracles, what you actually need is you need off-chain computation. That's what it's actually about. And with the Oracle network we are building, we have potentially unlimited off-chain computational power. You know, on Ethereum, computation is pretty expensive, and on our Oracle network, it will be totally free. So you will be able to calculate everything for free. There will be, of course, other streams of revenue flowing into the network, but it is not like on Ethereum where you're paying for the computational power. In our Oracle network, you will be paying for something else. But it will not be based on the, like Ethereum is basically based, you pay on the computational power, okay? So for example, you want to execute a contract and it takes X amount of computational power, then you pay X amount of fees. That's the gas limit. In our Oracle network, the amount you're paying is based on actually the value you are transferring or the Oracle network is securing for you. So, for example, you don't want to do a trade and the trade is 100 million, then you're basically paying some form of fee for the Oracle network securing that transaction. And this can be used in every protocol, everything. Even we are even exploring. We're having one person in the team who is working on the Oracle that is very interested in bringing that solution into the space of traditional uh, chains of transport. I don't know, um, like traditional economy. Yeah, real world, the real world, the real world. So yeah, there is a interest in Oracle technology at that speed in the real world. Um, so it's like if Polkadot were also an Oracle, if Link were also a Polkadot. Um, so basically, what Polkadot is trying to achieve is they have a programming language substrate, okay, and it's a protocol that has the a substrate is a programming language to create blockchains. And when you create a blockchain with the language, it's connected with all other blockchains. Um, and that's how they achieve interoperability. So, in my opinion, a, a better way is like you have the blockchains, okay, and maybe this is the Polkadot network, okay, and this is the Ethereum network, and this is the BTC network, and maybe this is Tron, or I don't know. So, and what we are trying to do is we're trying to build a real base layer. Because when we're connecting those chains, we need to have that base layer anyway. I don't know about ADA, Marlow, DSL. So what you really need is you need to have a way of communicating with the chains, which is pretty easy on Eve, and somehow also it will work, you know. And then you basically have a network of all of those communicator, which will be our Oracle network. And all of them, they're basically storing all the chains. Uh, what developers on the Oracle's team? So yeah, basically the Oracle's team is a team of developers with around 100 years of experience in coding, and I think it's 7 people, and they're in crypto since 6 years. So yeah, something like this. They did a few other crypto projects, but they weren't successful. Not because of bad coding, but I think because of, yeah, the bad marketing, or like they didn't, yeah. How do devs get paid in this project? Mate, we have a huge DAO fund. It's huge. I think we can pay the devs for the next 100 years. Um, so they're very 2 to 8. They're very experienced. Like the Oracle team. If you think the DEUS core team was good, the Oracle team, like I'm astonished. And you already saw the demo. We had 1.27 seconds, okay, to sign the price. Um, so 1.27 seconds to sign the price. Chainlink signs the price every 6 minutes. Band protocol takes 10 to 30 seconds. Maybe when you're lucky, you get it in 6 or 10. So that's no. The Oracle team is another team with a lead developer that is as well experienced as Marty and as professional as Marty. They basically went to school together 30 years, 25 years ago. So 1.27 seconds. I mean, it's the world record. No one ever signed a price that fast. And I don't. Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe in some form of. Uh, anyway, you are 1.27 seconds is better than any other production-ready Oracle that there is out there. It's maybe 10 times better already, and it was only the demo. You saw the screenshot of the comment of the dev. It's only the demo. We will we will cut this speed in half, probably, in the next iteration. Um, I cannot comment on if we're creating a token, but there will be some form of incentive going to the node hosters. Yes. And it will not only based on fees, because we need the fees for the vaults. So yeah. Who is the biggest competitor of this ecosystem? I don't know. Because we're into so many fields. Um, because we are focusing on the yield aggregate. We're focusing on the synths, and even are building an old Oracle. So I think Oracle competitors are of course Link, Band. Um, I think that other Polkadot Oracle, but they will launch in 1.5 years. So not really. I think Kill or something like this. Um, so the synths is SNX, of course, a competitor, and I don't know that DAOs, but maybe what else? Lena, but they're all doing stuff different. Oh yeah, Mirror, but they're complete. Like Mirror is, they don't even have live Oracle feeds. So Mirror gets a question mark. Lena is also just a copy of SNX. DAOs is not ready yet, so a big competitor is SNX. Um, big competitor in the Oracle space is Band because Chainlink is doing something different. So I wouldn't even like, I would separate Oracle projects in two spaces. So Oracles, there are like two, let's say here, one, two, and the one they're trying to have an on-chain database. Okay, on-chain, and the others are on demand. And if I would need to bet on something, then I would always bet on the on-demand oracles, not on the on-chain database oracles, because having a database on-chain is just based from the if you're just thinking about efficiency, you don't want to have an on-chain database based on it. It makes things easier, but it's also very inefficient task. Let me check array. Let me check it quickly. Um, AI-powered Oracle. Why would you need an AI-powered Oracle? What are they? What is Ori chain enhances smart contracts by allowing them to securely access external APIs. AI marketplace. I think they're mixing here stuff that AI ecosystem test cases. So where's the uh, so they have a blockchain? Wow. Uh, Almost no transactions. So what are they using? Validators? 17 validators. Uh, block time 6 seconds. Data sources. No data sources. Oracle scripts. I think array is key station. What are they based on? What's this? um, team, roadmap, community, product, some white paper. Ah, okay. So they're based on. It's basically a band fork, right? It's basically like band. They're built on Cosmos, so they are also they're also bound to the limits of Cosmos. So they're when they have a they will basically be the same as. So when you yeah, um, but in our case, like when you compare it to our oracles, you will they have 68 nodes. So look, it even the Explorer looks exactly the same, no? Almost. Transactions, yeah. So here you can see, yeah, they have also Oracle scripts, you know? Oracle scripts. It's basically a band fork. So data sources, it's exactly the same. Okay, they added test cases here. Um, so yeah, for example, here data sources, and now you can call yeah, they have like minimum 10. 10 validations, and then you're basically around, I would say 10 to 10 seconds. If you have a block time, 10 confirmations, it takes it takes some time. It takes a, so let's say, okay, Ori chain is here, on-demand oracles. Band is also on-demand oracles, and they have a time 10 to 30 seconds. And we are having 1.27 seconds with our first demo. There is already a lot of improvement there, and the improvement is based on us verifying the data uh, subsequently. Means instead of verifying, instead of having all of those validators agreeing on the price before, we have only a few validators agreeing on the price, but the oracle ensuring the price with its stake. So currently in all of the blockchain systems, and this is something that I think is fundamentally flawed in the blockchain industry, the world lightest blockchain. You mean Mina? You mean Mina, not Lena. You mean Mina protocol. Um, in the current world, in the current world of the blockchain, it's basically like this. If one node screws up, or if one, for example, Chainlink is providing the wrong data, or someone is providing the wrong data, or a system is hacked, or a Yearn is finance is hacked, or a project is hacked, or anyone is the only one that ever loses is the user, okay? So what we're actually doing in the ecosystem is, let's say one transaction out of 50,000 transaction has harmful intentions, okay? So now the user is paying 49,999 times. He's paying some form of insurance. For example, on the Ethereum system, it's paid in gas. For that one case where there is some kind of fraudulent transaction. In the normal world, it is different, you know. There is always the interest, the incentive for the bank or for some kind of credit card company to protect or to do something against it. And it's never the user that has an issue. In crypto, it's somehow different. And in our Oracle system, the Oracle hoster will be responsible for every harm or every thing that he did wrong. Of course, we will provide an installation package with uh, all of the security that is needed, some form of virtual machine, firewalls, everything, so you can just install it. But even though when there is something going wrong and it's your responsibility, then you should also be taken responsible. And because of that other implementation way of implementing, we will be way faster than anyone else. So let's go back. Where we had here, yeah, on the yield side, we are basically, I would not say that Yearn Finance is a competitor or Harvest Finance or others, everyone else. But what we can do is we can use their yield generation, and we can just add our system fees on top, and you as a user, you can earn both, And it will also be in the best interest of everyone that uses Yearn Finance to also route his stake through DEUS, so he's getting that transfer trading fees also on top. So it's not really a competitor, more like, and the same with SNX and all other synthetics protocols. Um, what DEUS wants to do is actually, we don't want to be a synthetic protocol in the sense only that you can deploy. Yeah, also Aave. Man, only because I don't say the name of the project doesn't mean I'm not acknowledging it. There's just too many. So the idea is not that DEUS is that one synthetics protocol, but that DEUS is a platform where every other protocol could build his app, where other protocols can build their app, and they can configure the oracles. They can configure the oracles as how they want it. Okay. So for example, they can make their own computations, make everything. The only thing that they need is that they are, as a system, agree on the value of the transactions, and then they can basically do anything. So we are already working on creating an SDK for the oracles, and we also worked on adding an app-based system so that every app has other tasks. And then you can just configure the task, and then you can build your synthetics protocol like you want it on top of the DEUS protocol. So also the synthetics protocols are not really competitors, but they can build on top of DEUS or with DEUS. And for the Oracle project, yeah, in that sense, we are really a competitor. Yes. Good. The, yes, Banff. The people in the vaults will get everything. So just to understand faster with examples, DEUS is like Polkadot, a chain you build more dApps but way better. Uh, maybe maybe it's not like Polkadot in the sense that it's a chain. Maybe it's also planned to build a chain, but it's a it's an off-chain helper. Yes. And of course, we are currently focused on uh, creating the first real decentralized brokers. Okay, it's like a decentralized brokers with smart AMMs. Okay, with smart automated market makers. Smart automated market makers. Like Uniswap and the team of Uniswap, they did an amazing job, and a lot of a lot of my friends, a lot of people here in the chat, a lot of people of the DEUS community, they rose together with Uniswap. And when I tell people about Uniswap, a lot of them they don't understand it. But the reason why Uniswap was so successful is because it's so easy to create a market. Uniswap was so successful because it's so easy to create a market, and that was basically the beginning of the last altcoin cycle, you could so to speak say, and the yield farming summer. And it was all based on the fact that we had an automated market maker where it was easy to create an a market. So, but Uniswap is very inefficient. Okay? For you as a user, it's maybe not so clear, but for a developer, it's very inefficient. because you need so much liquidity in order to have a good market with less spreads. The financial system wouldn't work. Like the Wall Street, uh, yeah, that is maybe from the user side, Robster, maybe from the user side, uh, because of the good UI and UX. I spoke to other people in the beginning of Uniswap. They said it's a bad UI and UX, and they don't understand much. The I think the real reason for the success was because it was so easy to create a market, you know? And suddenly there were so many projects that built on top of being able to list on Uniswap without any effort. But there was basically one effort, okay? And that was the thing that was then created. Yes, it was so easy to launch shitcoins, and then there was one thing that you needed in order to launch shitcoins on Uniswap. You needed liquidity. Okay? And then what was born? Liquidity mining on Uniswap. Giving users fee for providing liquidity on Uniswap. It was a new market. So liquidity is a very big problem in Uniswap. So and what DEUS is creating is some form of smart automated market maker with simulated liquidity, where you can basically calculate liquidity, you can simulate order books, you can simulate everything when you have an off-chain helper for it. So yeah, we could provide that system as a protocol to other projects, so it will be even easier to launch your shitcoin. Yeah, let's say all time holders will get rewards. Okay, okay. Good. Today I have to quit the live stream earlier, so let's say we have another 3 minutes and then we give it a go for the week. So if you have any, oh yeah, if you want to test the Android app, uh, give me a quick hi. How's do hose? So yeah, we can cover the smart AMMs next week, okay? It's a very, 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 very wide topic and very complicated. But in the end, uh, a smart AMM works based on you have some form of computation off chain, okay? Good. Uh, it says Lewis. The app tried is just for developers. The app try is just for developers. You mean creating your shitcoin even if you're not knowing what a developer is? Possible. Totally possible. On every chain you want. Okay, guys. If you want to test the Android app, um, message me, follow the Twitter, and we see each other next week. Bye bye. See you.